This is your boy here, and what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do, not going to do much playing. I'm going to do an official review of Fallout 4. This game has been out now for just a day or two over the 2 month period. Come out in November, and here it is January, and I have about 300 and maybe 30 hours total into Fallout 4. And what I mean by that is I've played 300 and some hours of Fallout 4, and I've played it on every different platform that the game is available. I have played it on the PlayStation 4, which is what I'm playing on right now. I have played it on the Xbox, and I have played it on the PC. And I played the least amount on the PC, so I'm not going to really go into too much detail about what the PC can do that the consoles can't. Currently, one of the big things is, of course, the mods. Basically, it's modifications. You can install stuff for the game onto your computer, and it'll allow it. Like you could change the, like right here where it's like all like destroyed looking. You can clean all this up like with mods, and change the way things look, like the companions, the way they talk, etc., etc. If you're new to Fallout 4, that's something I would advise maybe just Googling that so you get a better understanding versus me trying to explain it. The Xbox will have mods. That's coming. I want to say it's coming this month from the things that I've read, but I'm not quite sure on that. But it seems like it'll be coming very soon to the Xbox. As of right now, as of recording this today, which is January 12th, 2016, the mods are not yet available on the Xbox. And the PlayStation 4, they say that they're going to try to bring the mods, but everything that I've read is like kind of iffy with how that's going to work, and we're not sure if we're going to get the mods or not. So won't go into too much more detail about that, but the mods are really cool, and if you were playing on the PC, that is definitely the biggest benefit of Fallout 4, on a PC versus playing on a console, because the mods are really fun. If you go on YouTube and just type in Fallout 4 mods, you'll see some really cool things on there, like the Buzz Lightyear one is one that's like really popular, where that turns into a character in the game, into Buzz Lightyear from the cartoon Toy Story. So, that's pretty neat. Or it's very neat, to be honest. It's something that that's the main reason why I've played a little bit on the PC, was so that I could check out those mods or whatever. And let me see some of the other things that are really different between the console versus the PC that I could think of. Obviously, you just have more flexibility and control over the game and characters and stuff on the PC than you would on the console. Where the console, you're limited to whatever updates that are available, from Xbox or the PlayStation whenever they get pushed out to the consoles. Or on PC, you can download stuff like betas and stuff, and you may be able to do that on the console. I'm not sure. That's not something that I've actually looked into. So that's all I'm going to say on that. Another thing that I see a lot of people ask, like, in forum boards, I have people send me a message on Tumblr that'll ask me, they'll say, hey, I'm interested in Fallout 4, but I've never played any other Fallout games. Is Fallout 4 a game that I can just pick up not having played any of the other Fallout games? And absolutely it is. You don't have to ever have played any Fallout game, and there are quite a few of them. There's obviously Fallout 1, 2, and 3. There are Fallout New Vegas, and then there is the Fallout. I think there's 2 Fallout Brotherhood of Steel games, and then there's even an iOS application called Fallout Shelter, which is just kind of based on the video game, which is actually completely different than the type of gameplay like Fallout 4 is. But just wanted to mention that. So with that said, yeah, you do not have to have any Fallout experience to pick up Fallout 4. It's pretty much self-explanatory. The first time you load the game, you'll create your character, and you'll go in, the story just takes off from there. Very easy to follow along with. There will be some Easter egg things that people who maybe have never played Fallout, or who have played Fallout, that, little jokes or inside jokes that they'll pick up automatically, where someone new to Fallout won't get the jokes or the whatever, the little Easter eggs, like someone who has played Fallout before. It's basically a you know, it's supposed to be like a role-playing game. It's kind of like an action role-playing game, and it does have like first-person shooter elements to it. As you can see, I'm like in first-person mode right now. But if you want to go to more like a more traditional role-playing type game, you can tap like, excuse me, you can tap your button on your Xbox or PC or PlayStation, which on the PlayStation right here, it's the little touchpad. You just press that, you can change views. You can go like over the shoulder, third person, like a lot of role-playing games are. Or if you want to go first person, which is my actually preferred way to game, and I prefer it in Fallout 4 for that matter. But you can switch views on there, so that's really cool for someone that, you know, maybe they don't like third-person view, maybe they want to play first-person. You know, if you're used to playing like shooters and stuff, like, you know, Battlefield or Halo or Call of Duty or something, where you have like those first-person views, you do have that option. So that's something to keep in mind if you're new to Fallout, you know, but not new to gaming necessarily. You do have the option to change some of the views. Let me see some of the other things that I want to mention. So with Fallout 4, this is something new to Fallout 4, and if you've never played a Fallout game, and that's who this review is for, won't really make a difference to you because you won't know any different. But you actually have the option to build settlements now, so you can do that like on the PlayStation. I'll hold down the touchpad, and I'll get this little pop-up screen right here, and I can build structures, furniture, decoration, power, defense, resources, stores, and crafting. And you'll notice up in the top right corner of the screen, you'll see the size. So each crafting area has a certain, or settlement building area, you have like a certain amount of things that you can add to that area. And then you have like a out of bounds area. You'll notice the green area here, that is out of bounds. So that means that I cannot build anything inside the settlement once I go out of that, once I go into that lit up green area. So I can just kind of walk around and you'll see that it's green. You can like build more. Like right now, if I go into crafting, I'll have all these options in here to build certain things, like a weapons workbench, you know, power armor station. As you're playing the game, you'll have magazines that you pick up, and those magazines, the more you find, the more things that you can craft and build in your settlement building. And you'll get more things that will unlock, like, let me show you like a good example here, like furniture. I can come down here to miscellaneous, and you'll see I have all these different little things that I could build. When you first start off, you don't have quite as much in here in some of these little categories for settlement building. And like decorations is another one, like the miscellaneous. And you see I have quite a bit. So I found quite a few magazines. You won't see these at first when you first launch the game. And the magazines, you know what, let me show you what some of the magazines look like.
Hand it to you.
And show you a little bit about the bobbleheads too. So you have like a perk system on here that you unlock, and that's known as Special. So if you're new to the game, Special is an acronym, and let me just show you real quick. So let me tap this, and I'll go to my level up right here. So you'll see up here at the top, this spells out Special: Strength, Perception, Endurance, Charisma, Intelligence, Agility, and Luck. And then each of these perks, you have you know, more things you can fill up under that category. Like for Strength, you know, I can do Iron Fist, Big Leagues, Armorer, and so forth. And this is a very important part of the game because whatever type of character you are building, you know, you'll want to upload or update the perks to meet your player characteristic. Like over here, like for agility, you have things like sneak. So if you're building like a sneaky character, which I have 0 sneak or whatever, what that means is maybe you're not as strong, but you're more sneaky, so you can sneak up on opponents and stab them from the back, or sneak up on them with a silenced weapon and shoot them and they don't know where it's coming from. Whereas me, since I'm like a big clumsy strong guy or whatever, I make noise and the first little movement, and I'll have people, you know, turning around coming at me from every angle because I have no sneak ability. You know, so your perk is something that you'll maybe want to read up on a little more if you purchase Fallout, and you know, you want to have a better understanding of that. It's something that I highly recommend doing. Then you have VATS. VATS is like your hit target. Let me show you right here. I'm going to lock in on this guy. Now see, if this was an enemy, I could just, you know, aim and shoot at him if I wanted, like this. Or I can lock my VATS. The VAT stands for Vault Tech Assisted Targeting System, and then I can do like head, left arm, torso, right arm, and then I can, you know, boost that up, and then I can fire, and that'll basically kill him. But I don't want to do that because he is a good guy, and I don't want to irk off some of the settlers in the game by doing so.
What just happened? He vanished.
Now right now, someone, I can show you here, someone is attacking my base or my settlement here, and he's right here. He got shot. Or he got killed. You'll notice that I have some sentry guns up here for defense, and you build all this like in the game. This is actually a base that I built here at this Red Rocket gas station. You can just kind of walk through here and get an idea. Like I built all this from scratch. If you look on like YouTube or online, people have built some really cool like settlement things. I don't really get so much into the settlement building as other people, and I think the settlement aspect of Fallout 4 is just another way to lengthen or expand the game to keep it going long after you have defeated the main quest line. What was I going to show you? Oh, I was going to show you some of the magazines real quick to give you an idea. I believe they are in here. I remember where I set all. Here go some of the bobbleheads that I've collected. The bobbleheads will unlock characters as well, or not, will unlock perks. So let me just give you an example. Let me take that, and let me come in here to my Pip-Boy. And then I'm going to go over to my miscellaneous, and I'm going to look for that bobblehead. Oh, you can actually see a magazine right here. So if I want to view this, so let me see, let me read it. Soundingly awesome, the Mad Russian. It doesn't tell me which, what that unlocks though. Where the heck is that bobblehead at? Oh, right here, the melee bobblehead. So the melee bobblehead right here, it actually unlock. I think that unlocks the, I guess obviously the melee. It will make it a little bit stronger when I attack, and that's like a permanent unlock. So come back over here, and actually have a few more bobbleheads that I can put up on the shelf. Alright, so my bobbleheads up here. I don't know where the heck I put all my magazines at. You know what? Because what it is, I've started another character and I have not been playing this character as much. And I actually rolled this character back in a save from a previous save point where I was much further ahead. Like right now, I think I am level, what am I level? Level 60. So when I rolled it back, I was like level 90, and I just rolled it back to a previous save point because I wanted to do one of the other factions' main quest line. And to do that, you know, I just rolled back a previous save point before I had finished the game with one of the other factions. So if you're new to Fallout, or Fallout 4 in particular, you have 4 factions to choose from. You have the Railroad, you have the Minutemen. The Minutemen are the first faction that you run into at the very beginning of the game. You have the Brotherhood of Steel, and then you have the Institute. Now, the Brotherhood of Steel has been like in every single like Fallout game, and they're probably one of the most popular factions to pick. Which personally, I'm having a lot of fun doing the Railroad faction. You know, Minutemen, it gets kind of, that's the only thing that I haven't went through. Like, and I don't even know if to be honest, I don't even know if the Minutemen has like an ending or a main quest. It's something that I'm not sure of, so I don't want to misspeak on that. Because I've only played through it 3 times with the Railroad, the Brotherhood of Steel, and of course with the Institute, which was the first one, the first faction that I completed the main quest line with. I'm not sure about the Minutemen. I'm pretty sure, I'm about 99% sure they do have like a main quest ending, just something that I have not completed with yet. So some of the other things you can do, you have weapon modding in here. Let me show you. I have a weapon bench over here. You have an armor modding if you're new to Fallout. And weapon modding was not in Fallout 3. I'm not sure about New Vegas. I never got into New Vegas. I played Fallout 1, 3, and now 4. And I take it back. I have played New Vegas, but I didn't get into it. So right here you have like a weapon bench, and I can go ahead and just tap craft, and then I can pick like something out of my inventory and modify it. And you come down here and like modify, you know, if I want to make it, let's say, a powerful automatic receiver, I can go ahead and mod that. And then you can see like the damage went up to 22. And if I come to like short barrel, it doesn't modify any of that. Let's see, it doesn't modify. So it doesn't modify the damage amount. Oops. Go ahead and exit there. You can do the same thing with your armor. There's like an armor bench somewhere right here. And you can just pick a piece of your armor. And if I want to modify this, and that's actually the max. Can't make it any more. Then you have the sleek one here that will make it a little bit better. But you know, we're just going to leave that like it is for now. You have a chemistry station. So, and you have a cooking station. The cooking station right here, you can craft stuff like, if I want to craft, let's just come down here, dirty wastelander, or purified water, and you'll see like it restores like 40 health, and then it's got like a weight value of half a pound, and then a value of 20. So I can go ahead and make the purified water. And then you have a chemistry station, which my companion is currently using, so I don't know if it's going to let me use it while he's using it. Yeah. Alright, so get out of the way. And so like right here, like I can, you know, create some Molotov cocktails. I can create like a stim pack to restore health. You know, drugs. If I want to come in here and do some buff jet, that will make me stronger. You see my strength increases by 3 for 45 seconds. My endurance, my maximum health power increases. Maximum assist point or action point. Weight, and it actually has a value. And then you got like the buff tats and jet. That actually is really cool. Let me just exit out of here. Just give you a brief idea of some of the things that you can do in Fallout 4. You know, overall, like this is one of my favorite games, and for me personally, it is definitely game of the year. Even though it come out like at the end of 2015, I've played the other one that everyone talks about, like The Witcher 3. That's a really awesome game too. You really can't compare the two games. I think that they're just two. I mean, they're similar, but I think they're different enough to where you don't really compare them. Witcher 3 is a much bigger game. Just the universe is much more expansive. Just huge game. It's more like a Skyrim type game, where even though Fallout 4 is from the same developers as Skyrim and has a lot of the same characteristics and things that you can do in game, I just think they're different enough that you really don't compare the two type of games. I mean, you know, whatever, it's just an opinion. Everyone has a different opinion. You know, some people may have the same one, whatever, but you know, ultimately it's just an opinion. If you like Witcher 3 and hated Fallout 4, you know, that's on you. This is for people who have never played Fallout 4 and want to know a little bit about the game. As I said, it is kind of like an action role-playing game, so it has like role-playing game type features in the game where you have to choose. But the one thing about it is not every decision that you make, you know, affects the outcome of the decision that you make. Like, it's just kind of like, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It seems like more times not than more times will it affect like a decision. Like if you try to kill someone in the game, and maybe it will affect the main storyline. Like I'll give you an example. This may be kind of like a spoiler, maybe not, but the railroad, the faction. You can go in there and kill everyone in the railroad, and you'll never be able to do any of the railroad missions. Now, if you try to kill everyone in the Institute, you can just leave the Institute and go back, or the same with the Minutemen. You can just try to kill them, and then, you know, leave the area where you got into the fight with the members of that group, and, you know, it's not going to let you kill certain non-playable characters from that faction. Like I can't go into where I was just at in Sanctuary Hills and kill the guy Preston Garvey. You know, it'll let me kill him. He'll go to one knee, but he's not killed in the game. I just come back later, and it's like it never happened. Whereas with the railroad, I can go in there, and you got Deacon and Desmodona, and the first time I meet them, I can just kill them, and then that's it. There's no more railroad missions. So like, yeah, that is a little bit role-playing, but it's also a little bit non-role-playing like. Or people will ask you questions, and you can like reply sarcastically, and so here goes the bat. So I have my perks really raised up, so like my VATs are like maxed out. When you first start playing the game, you will not be able to do that as much or as accurate as that maybe. Um, so what I was saying was like you may get into like a dialogue with someone in game, and you'll want to not answer, or no, I don't want to do this mission, but then it'll still like update your map. Like you don't have a choice. Like it's just making you follow along in main quest. So a lot of people are like, well, that's not what role playing is all about. But I mean, it does have like role playing aspects to it. And if you ask me, it is a role-playing game because you choose between which faction that you want to go with to ultimately determine the outcome of the game. Like, do you want to go with the Brotherhood of Steel and basically kill every other faction? Do you want to go with the Institute and basically, kill everyone other than the Minutemen? Do you want to go with the Minutemen and try to be nice to everybody, like, not kill any of the factions? So, like, yeah, that has like a role-playing, to me, that's role-playing. It's definitely a role-playing game. Overall, like I said, this is by far like the best game for 2015 for me. I have played The Witcher. I've played Metal Gear Solid, the Phantom Pain. They're awesome games. I'm actually playing the Phantom Pain right now, and The Witcher 3. I've actually started playing both of those more and more as of lately because I've put so many hours into Fallout, just kind of taking a break and going back playing some other games from the last few months. And there are other games too that are just as great. I mean, Destiny, The Taken King. I mean, all those are like awesome games or whatever. And I think Fallout is just something like you can pick it up and yes, it's very time consuming because it is a fairly big game. I mean, I have 300 something hours and I haven't completed the game 100% yet. Because a lot of times I'll get tied up with doing stuff like this, building settlements, or I'll get tied up looking for all the magazines, or I'll get tied up looking for all the bobbleheads, or I've rolled the game back so that I could do like one of the other factions' main quest line, and with stuff like that, that's just why I haven't completed 100% of the game, because I'm doing other things. So I think that's, it's really awesome. That's what makes Fallout 4 such a great game. Also, from the very beginning of Fallout 4, I think like the first time you launch it, you create your character, and you build your character to whatever best reflects you. Like you can make it look like you, or make it not look like you, or however you feel like you want to be in game. You can create your character as a reflection of yourself, like, or as a reflection of who you want it to be. Like if you're in a video game, say you're, like me, I'm not that tall, I'm like 5'8", but if I wanted to be 6'8" in the game, I can make this big, huge guy who's like 6'8", 300 pound, like looking dude. Like, I mean, yeah, you can't pick the height or the weight, but I'm just saying, if I want to like tattoo scars or whatever on my face, I can do that in the game. Like, if I've always wanted to be like, a dude with blonde hair and blue eyes, I can create that. And like from the very moment that you launch this game, it just like it grabs you and brings you into it. Like the story is so compelling. It's like all of a sudden you're in your house, you're talking, to your wife, you're taking care of your newborn baby, you're sipping coffee, you have your little robot maid Cogsworth, and he's just like, sir, there's a little English accent, and then all of a sudden you're just gripped into this game. Like all of a sudden, like there's this war, and like this nuclear, like atomic bomb or hydrogen bomb, whatever it is, just dropped on Boston or whatever, and then all of a sudden you went from doing all this stuff with your family to like a rush. You're like running out of your house, going to this little underground shelter, and it just grabs you and like just digs its claws into you, and it's just like you feel like you're in the game. And I think it's like one of the best opening sequences of any game that I've ever played. Like, and a lot of people are like, oh no, well, I haven't played many games. Man, I've been gaming for like 25 years. Like I started off on like a Super NES, and I've played every game imaginable. I have every console that you can think of sitting right here in front of me. I play on PC. I mean, yeah, I play a lot of video games, and I just think like this opening sequence is like just awesome or whatever. And what got me so excited about Fallout 4 and why I played so many hours, because that very opening sequence was just so awesome. And anyone who loves video games, or just has it as a hobby, and it just wants to play like a compelling, just awesome game or whatever, that casual, it's not online, it's a single player only game, something to keep in mind. Definitely go get Fallout 4, because this is a game that you can play for 2-3 years and probably never get bored with. They're going to have some download content, DLC or whatever coming out here in a few months, and you know they'll keep this game up to date. And there's so much that you can do in it. Let me just show you the map real quick. And of course I've rolled it back, so I've not unlocked everything, but all these little things that are lit up are places that I've discovered, like this right here, the mass fusion containment shed. It says cleared. A lot of times they'll be whited out like that. It means that I have not cleared it yet, or have not discovered it yet. But all this stuff, like with this witch's hat, this is the Museum of Witchcraft. I've went here all around are little areas that once I roll it back, like, I have to go discover them again. It's just this huge map or whatever. It's just an awesome game, and I can't just express enough like how awesome it is. This is, oh, you know what? Let me show you this right here. This is one of the coolest places on the map. I'm gonna come right here. I'm probably gonna die because I don't need to do. It's like this is the center, or the center where the bomb dropped at. So it's like all this high radiation area. You have death claws in here that are like these huge, like T-Rex looking beasts. If you've never played Fallout 4, that are just like badass. And there's all these different types of death claws: albino, savage, whatever. Let me go ahead and just so I don't die, just so I can run around a little bit in this area. I mean, just look at that. Like, it's cool. Like, there were people complaining about the graphics of the game. Like, I mean, look at that. That is just awesome. And I'm on a PS4. I'm not even on a PC. Like, with the PC, you can bump the graphics up to like ultra, and you have like a pretty good gaming machine. I mean, it's just like an awesome looking game or whatever. Like, I think it looks great. Like, I mean, just to give you an example, if you're new to Fallout. I know it feels like I'm rambling on, but it's so much to talk about. Like, there's no way that I could. Here's the Death Claw right here. So this is the Death Claw matriarch. Let me get some jet here because look at the Death Claw. Look how bad he is. Look. Whoa. Shovel up, hit me. Watch him get up on top of me. Watch. Whoa. I gotta get some stim pack real quick. I'm just letting him do it. I can kill him really easily. Like T-Rex, Godzilla-looking beast or whatever. Decapitated him. Anyway, let me get up out of here so I don't die. Well, I just wanted to show that area. It's like one of my favorite areas to just wander around and discover stuff. And that's another thing too, like with any of these role-playing type games, you can wander around an area and discover new things that, are off the main quest line. You don't have to actually stick to any particular quest. You can do whatever you want. Like at any given time, you may have 30 quests that you need to complete, and you just do what you want. Like there's no, hey, this is this is a line or whatever, you must follow along it. It's just basically like you just have like this huge area and you just go wherever you want. And Bethesda, the developers of this game, they're really good with that. They did a great job with Skyrim, which is probably in recent time whatever, probably one of the most popular games that gamers like or whatever. Extremely popular. I mean, and it has flaws, and then Fallout has flaws. I mean, no game is perfect. This is all just a matter of opinion, but if you're new to Fallout, or if you're thinking about getting into Fallout 4, I highly recommend it, man. It's just awesome. I think one of my favorite things about it is the fact that it is single-player, offline, campaign-only type game. So, you don't have to get in there and, be stressed out. I got lag because I'm playing an online shooter game, or, I suck and people just keep killing me or whatever. Don't have that in here or whatever. It's just, if you're a gamer, if you've never played Fallout, definitely check out Fallout 4. I think you'll enjoy it for the most part, or whatever. I highly recommend it. I mean, if I had to give it a score, 0 to like best ever, I'm not going to say it's best ever, but I'd put it up there like as one of my all-time favorite games. You know, on a scale of 0 to 100, I mean, definitely give it like a solid 92 or something like that. Because it does have some glitches and flaws, and you know, a few things that I wish you could do different, like settlement building's kind of glitchy sometimes, or whatever. But that's stuff that maybe they'll perfect, like in patches, or maybe even download content or whatever. But anyway, I'm going to stop this now. I hope this is helpful for anyone that's new. I know I've rambled on for about 20 minutes. I just wanted to give a few of my opinions, tell a little bit about the game. You can check out some of my other videos if you want to see some of the gameplay. I have several different Fallout playlists on YouTube. Check some of those out. Do like my Mallory Knox one. I don't have any talking on there. It's just straight gameplay from beginning to wherever I am in the story, which is about halfway through like one of the main quests. So with this particular character right here, just called Fallout Season, that particular playlist, I do the same thing. And you can actually see where I've rolled back my character, where I was like level 90 or something, and then rolled it back to like 40, and done some of the different faction storylines or whatever. And I do actually talk over the gameplay like I'm doing now, kind of like a Let's Play style type thing. Be forewarned if you're a kid, I do curse in it. I just want to throw that out there. You know, I just whatever, get excited in the game sometimes, and talking trash to the to the PC, like the death claws and stuff when I'm killing them. But yeah. Anyway, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hey, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. If you're playing Fallout and you're watching this, hey, hit the subscribe button and send me a message if you want to do some collabs and stuff online. I'm always looking for people to collaborate with, like on YouTube and whatnot. And you know, I don't play just Fallout. I play a ton of other games, and I play on the Xbox and PC as well. So, you know, they can add me on Steam or whatever. And pretty much my name is iCrizzo everywhere. ICRIZZO. But thank you for watching. Have a
Hi,
great
how are you?
day.